No one can say to use.
Ghost. So this is gonna be like the part 5. So legacy, Reymega Life Legacy. Will probably be like this. To the nephews, they'll probably be in, it'll be like this. Yeah, it'll be in the same category as Ted Kaczynski, Jared Fogle, Chris Benoit, O.J. Simpson, Charles Manson. It'll be in that type of deal because because they would say, this guy. Well, it would come out that his father would be like this. His father groomed a domestic terrorist. His father groomed a domestic terrorist. And they were promoting a domestic terrorist at a comic event. Promoting a domestic terrorist. And they would say, okay, so he did it. The people at the comic event did it, and other things did it, and it would come out. It would be like this, and the fact that this guy upended the lives of people. It'd be like, it'd be like this. My nephews might be in group homes when this is all done. Because of mental health disorders, they'll be put in group homes. Because the parents would say, we can't have this, we can't have you raising this, because you people are associated with a domestic terrorist, and it's not good for children. And so they would say, okay, put them in a group home, and they would say, well, my aunt has a job in Hollywood, and now has to be treated like a criminal. Because my aunt does filmography in an indie film studio, and now is treated like a criminal because of your uncle. Your uncle's cowardice. He thought because he suspected his crush Brittany got poisoned and stuff. And not pneumonia, and so now all people have to be monitored, and this will be like long after I'm like, this is like in 2050. This is the year is 2040 or 2050 when this is all happening, and I said my aunt is now treated like a criminal because of your uncle. And your family is a disgrace. This is how it will really be. This is the real LP Sim Shady. Because of this is like the person in the group home. In the group home that they might be in. They say, well, my aunt has a career in Hollywood or film. Does like indie or simple photography and stuff, and now is treated like a criminal because she got married, and this is how it will really be, in 2050, because he wanted to protect all people in the world. He wanted to protect because he suspected his crush got poisoned by her husband, and now all people have to be protected and safe, and all people have to, and so this is how it will really be to my nephews. My nephews, and they would say, well, your uncle was a terrorist who upended the lives of your uncle was a domestic terrorist to likes we've never seen before. Probably in the same category as, I don't know. It's not going to be like any Osama bin Laden type of deal. It might be something. It might be even greater because it is the upending of lives of in the tens of thousands, or maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of it. And when you look at the deal, this is how it will be. When you look at the parental upbringing, they would say, well, let's see how this guy was raised. This is that was the introduction. Let's see how this guy was raised. Let's see how this guy was raised as someone. You know, how is this guy raised? Well, we look at, he was PDD-NOS. PDD means pervasive developmental delay. NOS is a subset of PDD, and they would say, behavioral hospitals specialize in this very thing, and say they should have put him in a behavioral psych hospital for years, where they have a bed and they have a school and everything, and a behavioral psych hospital for children. They should have done that, but they didn't, because they were fucking cowards. His parental were fucking cowards who didn't understand and didn't care about the community, didn't care about him, didn't care about the world, didn't care about the world, and the community, and hurt people, and basically hurt him. Why? Because, why would you think they hurt him? Well, they hurt him because, they didn't want him, they wanted him in all these Waldorf schools, or these bullshit, like, pipe dream things, and they weren't grateful to their community, and they weren't grateful to the schools that they were doing, that the schools that provided for them, for his son. So what we're talking about. So when you talk about the deal, when you talk about the LP Shady, this is the real LP. This is my real LP right here. So this is really the real deal, and so when you talk about the deal, this is how they'll really think about it. They didn't put him in a psych hospital. Psych hospitals specialize in PDD, NOS, autism, ADHD, or any type of neurodiverse Dixon stuff. They specialize in that type of stuff, and so they didn't put him in there. And so they'll I think those guys start scrutinizing Reymega Life's academic milestones and all his school and academic placements. They'll say they won't be liking it. They would say nope. They would think this guy. They would say what the fuck is this? Whoa! This guy's legacy. Whoa! This guy. They knowingly employed a domestic terrorist at IKEA while his dad groomed him in the same school, and it was with his dad's girlfriend too, because they broke up and they basically got in a marriage, in a girlfriend thing. So they groomed a domestic terrorist with this neurofeedback thing to groom them to basically be a domestic terrorist type of deal. And this is what the real thing really is about.